Hello. End of day 6. Yay. I really want to do this video justice, but I also don't want it to go on too long because I've had to turn off the fan and close the window so I don't get the traffic noise or the fan noise or, you know, look like I'm in 80s hair metal video. So, yeah, I'm going to keep it as brief as possible because I'm already overheating. Travel today went fine, I'm glad to say. Yeah, I actually set out early, which was great. But as it turns out, that was probably a good idea. It didn't gain me any time, but it meant when the bus was delayed and I didn't make the connection, I ended up back on schedule. So that was good. So I got into Chesterfield when I meant to. Yeah, I can't believe that I'm going home tomorrow. Like, seriously, this time tomorrow, I'm going to be at home. In fact, I'm going to be home and preparing to go back out again because for anybody local, I'm doing drinks from 8 o'clock at the Black Prince. I probably will only be around for a couple of hours because I'll be exhausted, but I will be there. So if you'd like to come down and help me celebrate coming back, that's where I'll be. Yeah, it's... The bags that I'm carrying around, I'll be so glad to dump them because they seem to get heavier every day, which I know they're not, but it feels like it, which is not really surprising because I've been lugging them around for 6 days now. It would feel very weird going places without constantly double checking that I've got my backpack, have I got my handbag, have I got my wheelie case, have I got my walking stick. Yeah, the travelling light for a while, excellent. That will be a relief. There are going to be many things that will be a relief when I go back, to be quite frank. Yeah, something that's surprised me about this trip, considering the amount of distance that I have gone and, you know, the number of buses that I've taken, is that I don't have more weird stories. I would kind of have expected to have run into all manner of different characters and of varying degrees of idiocy, but it seems to have been maybe blissfully free of idiots until today when I was in Sheffield. And I did meet a couple, well, I say meet, I came across a couple who are definitely the most objectionable people I will have met on this trip. To put an image in your head so you can properly visualize the entire thing, I'm going to refer to them as evil arsehole Dawn French and evil arsehole Stephen Fry. Now that should conjure up a proper image in your head. So I'm standing at the bus stop in Sheffield, waiting for the Chesterfield bus, and they're standing kind of to the side and behind me, and she is a good 2.5-3 meters away from the curb. And there's a bus coming, and I see her at the corner of my eye kind of make this vague, limp, flappy motion in the vicinity of the bus, and then it just coasts past, of course. And she looks at me and she says, "Did I do it wrong?" And I was like, yeah, you tend to need to be a little bit closer to the road and slightly more emphatic. And she turns to what must have been her partner or husband and says, "You didn't help at all." And he just looks up from his phone and goes, "Darling, whenever would I have taken a bus?" And I'm just like, oh God. So there's a pause, and then she turns to me again, yay, and says, "Do you often take buses?" And I said, "Well, I'm currently doing a fundraiser. I've been traveling 700 miles on buses, so you could say that." And she made this sound and wrinkled up her face, and it might have been oh or possibly ew, but she definitely used all of the vowels that there are. And so then she follows up with, "Do you take buses in Sheffield very often?" So I tell her that, you know, this is only my second time passing through, so no. She just grumpily says, "Oh, well, you'd just think that the drivers would stop at every stop, wouldn't you, without having to be flagged down?" And it's, at this, I'm just not even gracing that with an answer. And I'm just desperately hoping that they'll go away. And she turns back to evil arsehole Stephen Fry and says, "Oh, darling, do call an Uber." And then they went away, thankfully, but I've never ever come so close to hitting people with my stick. And I have run into such ableist bullshit whilst out travelling as a disabled traveller, but they took the biscuit because, no, horrible people. When would I have ever taken a bus? So yeah, that's probably, apart from the hummus related incident, which was an isolated personal incident that didn't involve anyone else, that was pretty much the only story that I have from the road. But then again, I could be jinxing myself and have a load tomorrow. But we'll see, I guess. So what I'm going to do now, I'm in my hotel room. I believe there is more sports ball tonight. So when I got off the bus, I decided to plan in advance, and I went to the Tesco and I bought myself like a load of salady food and stuff. So I'm going to have a little picnic in my room, and I got myself a beer. And I might even watch a film. I put so much stuff on my laptop to like chill out in the evenings, and I haven't watched even an episode of a TV show. I just haven't. And I think this is the first time that I've allowed myself enough time in the evening and been awake enough to even contemplate doing something like that. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna get an early night, so I'm well rested for tomorrow. Now, the thing about my disabled bus pass is that it only functions after 9:30 in the morning, except I'd forgotten that that doesn't apply on weekends. So technically tomorrow I can use it whenever, and I did consider maybe starting out a couple of hours early tomorrow, just to get it all out the way and just so I could get back quicker. But I think one of the reasons that I was looking to get a bus like after 10 was so I could actually have a bit of a sleep in, because I think tomorrow it's more important for me to get home and be able to properly appreciate that I'm back and celebrate and go out to the pub and not have to be propped in a corner with somebody funneling beer down my throat. And also Sean's coming by tomorrow after work, and he's working in clothes, so he might not even get to me until 1 a.m. And I think it is more important that I've had some sleep and that I'm not unconscious either at the pub or when Sean arrives at my flat. So yeah, I'm going to ignore the urge that is to get on the road early. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to get on my bus just after 10 and get in when I get in. All right, there were no donations today, I'm sad to say, though, you know, it's been great over the week. They've been coming in dribs and drabs, but there is another day left that I still have to get back home. No resting on laurels here. So yes, if you haven't already donated, then please do. If you win the lottery, is it tonight or tomorrow? Maybe both. Anyway, please give my charities some money from that. The fundraiser will be open to still take donations after I get back. I've got so much footage. I'm going to be putting it together, probably with Sean's help, to make a proper video describing the entire process, and I'll be using all the footage from when I'm traveling, getting on and off buses, of course only short snaps of that because that will get really repetitive after a while. And yeah, just some of these morning and evening videos, and I'll be putting in some commentary myself at the time, and just making a big deal of it because it's been an epic journey, and I don't think just from the little bits that I've been putting up I've fully gotten across how epic it's been. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully people will see that, and maybe if you've been holding off donating because you're like, she's never going to do it in the end, hopefully this will now encourage you. I've got 1 day left, and then the big show of everything spliced together. There will still be the special fundraising event in September, October time. The fundraiser will be open until then, until just after, so then any money that we take from the event can go into that before I send it off to the charities. There is time, but don't just go, oh, I'll do that at some point, because you will forget. I'd forget. Don't forget. Put it in your calendar or something. So yes, the long and the short of it is, please donate. Please keep that money coming, because it's for Maytree Suicide Respite Centre and Fibromyalgia Action UK, two amazing charities that don't get enough attention. And I know especially Maytree could make so much use if I can get up to that £2,000 mark or over, they could make so much use of that money. It would be amazing. So yes, you can donate at www.gofundme.com/headsquirrels. Still doing the Facebook group thing. I will put that link up at the end as well. And now I'm just gonna go upload this, get some dinner in me, and just have a very nice relaxed evening. So I'm gonna sign off, and I will see you in the morning for my final day on the road. Check you later.